Hey you, yeah, you, the one trying to make a video game. I've got someone here that can help you, and that someone is Intel, which is not a someone, it's a company. But this company, they are going to help you as if they were a somebody and a someone and also a something. Check out software.intel.com/gamedev to find out how Intel is making sure all the innovation in gaming continues to happen on the PC as part of the Intel Game Dev program. Again, that URL is software.intel.com/gamedev. Sign up and start something new. All right, let's do this. Most beautiful. Last category for today
is me.
It's Mike again. Wow, 5 years running.
It's incredible, right? Nothing can touch me.
The nominees are Mario, Zelda, Horizon, Hellblade, Cuphead, Gorogoa, Night in the Woods. If there's anything else you guys want to add, please feel free. All right, Dean, that's Uncharted 4 Lost Legacy that you're talking about there?
Yep, Uncharted 4, The Lost Legacy. I just liked how they created those landscapes. Like, you know, the Indian landscape was just lush and gorgeous. And, you know, like everywhere you go in that place, it feels like you're, you know, sort of just stepping into a whole nother, you know, world sort of thing.
Okay, good. Anyone else want to add anything to this list before we start digging into some of these games?
Oh, I think it's...
All right. Mike, why don't you start us off with one? What's a good-looking game on this list that you like?
Like Mario. Even though, you know, it's not the most realistic, I still think that, like, that game could just look really awesome. Like, that first world with the Fossil Falls, just the way that waterfall, like, just like the design of it, right? Like, you have this big dinosaur skeleton and a waterfall kind of going under that. It still manages to look lush and beautiful. And a lot of the other places, right? Like, there's another kind of almost prehistoric theme thing, which, again, managed to have a lot of this kind of, I don't know what the word, but a lot of this is real lush scenery. Just a lot, like, each world looked different in different way. Like, yeah, one that was almost like a Dark Souls world, but they all still just looked very pretty.
I'm right there with you. I think a lot of the criticism around the game came from people saying the art wasn't consistent, and I'm like that. To me, it felt like missing the whole point of like what a Super Mario Odyssey would be. Like, he is going to places that are supposed to be really strange for him. I mean, as far as, you know, they think about the intent of you know, Mario's experience at all. But yeah, I think they did a really good job of saying, like, no, there's a lot of weird stuff that we're going to throw at Mario in this game, and I think all of it lands. I think all of it works. With the exception maybe of the Brutals, but I even do like the Brutals.
I like the Brutals too. I don't know what the.
I think people they're just too ugly. I think for a lot of people, which.
But they're back.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, they were going for ugly, and they fucking nail it in a way that I think most artists don't do ugly very well. And yeah, I don't know, it really worked for me. But I don't know. There's a lot of games here. I think it could probably make the finalists, but let's get through some of these other ones. Rowan, I don't know if you have any dogs in this fight. Why don't you go and let us know if you do? Yeah, you're muted.
I don't think I have played anything that I would definitely say is extraordinarily beautiful.
Just ugly games for Rowan.
So that's why I was muted.
Yeah.
Well, Rowan didn't play me.
Just visually disgusting games happening in the Rowan house.
Yeah, just all I did was play war games where I moved chits across a blank map.
That's fine. Okay, so Dean, would your choice be Lost Legacy, or are there any other games here that you like?
Oh, well, no, I just didn't want to forget about Lost Legacy,
okay.
But I really like the look of Gorogoa.
Yeah, I like it too.
Cuphead, Hellblade, Horizon, Zelda. I don't think Mario really floats my boat that much. But Zelda, just the vastness of that world. So I think I'm impressed by just really, big draw distances. But sort of some very cinematic effects that maybe, at the same time bring somebody's face into perfect.
Let me tell you about a game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Now that.
Oh God! If there's one award it doesn't get.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fair enough. Fine, gang up on me, Jesus.
It doesn't look that great.
It is
plays
absolutely
great, right?
disgusting. Yeah, I can't stand the look of the game.
It's gross.
Yeah, for sure.
Get it away.
Okay, so
If you had draw distances like, say, Zelda or Horizon or The Lost Legacy in that game, you could shoot somebody a mile away.
well, they've gotten there. That's true. You could do that now, but it's still not a very good looking game. Although the desert level is a lot better. Dean, you covered, like, you went over a couple of them pretty quickly. Cuphead and Gorogoa. Let's do Cuphead first. I think Cuphead's definitely on this list, right? Like, it's definitely.
Definitely. It's got those 1930s style cartoons inspired them to create Cuphead, and there's something very deceptive about the art, or I don't know what is subversive about this art though, because it's so universally appealing to everybody from kids to adults. But the game is so difficult.
I'll tell you, my wife did not like it.
Only
my
a certain
saw it and she thought all the characters were ugly. And then when I told her about some of the criticisms about how, like, maybe it doesn't cover, it doesn't really deal with the racial past of this art style, she's like, I thought it looked a little bit racist. Reminded me of some racist drawings. So I think there's something there that maybe isn't necessarily universal, but I would still agree most people, when they see this, especially I think people who are familiar with what it takes to make a game and realizing, this is a video game, that's insane. I think for most people it is quite appealing. It is for me. For me, it was almost like going through those levels and then seeing, like, they're not just doing Steamboat Willie. They're also doing, like, that I can't remember his name.
It really was much more of, like, that Fleischer style,
yeah, exactly.
A Disney style. To be honest, there's a bit maybe of, like, the silly symphonies in there, but yeah, it wasn't as much Disney, which was kind of
that
more almost Felix the Cat.
Yeah.
Betty Boop.
That one where you're fighting, I think, the genie, and it's just in the background. It's that, like, physical set that is spinning in a circle, continuously.
I haven't gotten that far, man.
It's like the fourth one, Dean. Jesus. But and when I saw it, I'm like, okay, wow, they're doing a lot of things here. There's a lot going on. And when you look at the credits, it's like all of these different illustrators worked on all these bosses, and, like, each of them took on a boss and said, this is going to be mine. And that comes across, and yet it's still relatively consistent in its overall, like, level of quality, which I think is impressive to have so many different scenes like this really work. So yeah, I think Cuphead definitely can get on the list. Gorogoa, I would probably want it on there too. Dean, that's one you pointed out. I don't think Mike's touched it yet.
Yeah, Steph's the one that's reviewed this and played it, but I saw it in a preview, and wow, this guy spent more than 5 years hand drawing all of the paintings in here, and then you can sort of find a part of the drawing to zoom in on, and then it takes you into just another part of the world, and then it sort of does this sort of 3D to 2D sort of
right. And there's some animation in there where, like, once you're on the painting, it is static, but between these different paintings, they build in this animation that looks really great.
So very memorable art style.
Yeah,
there.
and Stephanie wrote here,
and like original,
because it has hand-drawn mysterious world that reminds me of overly detailed children's. Hang on, I gotta extend this. Books, like Graham's. Okay, yeah, for sure. I guess it could start being a tough category if we start throwing everything on there, but I'm gonna move Gorogoa over there for now. And I think I will move Mario over there because I'm like fully with Mike on that one, even if it's not one that you're all for, Dean. So what else?
Hellblade has a very nice, sort of range of nightmares, like the big burning tree with people hanging from it.
It's not necessarily beautiful.
The actual landscape of hell with you're walking through rivers of blood, right?
Again, it's like almost more terrifying than pretty.
I
mean, it's effective.
I guess beautiful might not be the right word, but visually stunning could still be considered in this category, I think.
I mean, at the very beginning of the game, they do a very good job with just a beautiful nature landscape as well, right? So.
Horizon's kind of the same way, right? Where it's very pretty, a lot of really neat Horizons, interestingly enough, a lot of really pretty skies. I remember the colors, just kind of.
Well, then I mean,
I liked all the creatures in Horizon. Like
that's like
just
what was the juxtaposition of like those
dinosaurs.
giant robots with the trees and then the sky. Yeah.
then if we have Horizon, Hellblade, and Uncharted Lost Legacy here, like which one of those would you put on, Dean, or even Mike?
I think I would choose Hellblade out of those three, probably. Horizon next, and Lost Legacy the last, I guess.
And then, I mean, I know you would knock off Mario, but if me and Mike aren't going to budge on that one, would you knock off Gorogoa or Cuphead for Hellblade? Yeah, because I think that's where we're at now.
I think I would knock off Gorogoa.
I could see that. I think Gorogoa is really is striking, but at the end, there's a lot of times where it is just static paintings, and those animations are pretty slight. I don't know if that really detracts from anything. It really is still beautiful, but I mean, I'm okay with that. If that's the move you want to make, I'll make it happen.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
I mean, the last one here that we haven't really decided to keep on or off is Zelda. I mean, I think maybe if this was my personal list, it might be on there. But even then, I'd be hesitant. I think it's a really gorgeous game a lot of the time in terms of its art.
Well, I would vote for Zelda over Mario.
No, yeah.
So
No,
if anybody else, does anybody else feel that way?
No. Sorry.
I mean, it was a pretty good list, actually. Mario, Hellblade, and Cuphead. And if we go from here, and I think we probably could, I think this one probably is all of us just saying Cuphead, even if we might have individual ones that are different, because it's the easy pick here.
Simply, yeah, kind of the game that gets the most out of.
Right. I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to make your cases for any of the other ones, I'll hear it.
Nah.
Dean?
Well, I still like Hellblade.
Well, yeah. I mean, it'll still be on the top three here. But I think, I mean, do you really want to make the big argument to try to convince us that it should win over Cuphead, or that should just be the winner of this category? Because that one, I'm not sure. Because I'm like, if Hellblade's going to win, I want Mario or even a bunch of these other ones.
I also don't feel super strongly about Hellblade for this one. I think its character was much better than maybe its environments.
There's some good like art design and like enemies and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think we should just make this one Cuphead.
All right.
That's the sound of Dean being able to, saying, I can live with that. It's almost Friday evening. Okay.
Also, I'm sleepy.
I mean, we did it though. We did it. Now we just got to Now we just got to pick a game of the year, and we could do that. We could do that next week.
We'll do that next week.
So okay, let me just go over these real quick.
Oh god,
I still got like 200 games I got to play before next week.
I can't remember. I think we picked this one. So for trend, 2017 was the year of. We'll have to come up with a better name for this, but unpredictable gamer age / Reddit and YouTube's influence.
That feels right.
Yeah, that's the name of my rollerblade gang. And then who do we pick for? It was Sinwa for the winner of best new character. I thought Golden Cheese, but it's not okay. And then most beautiful, Cuphead. Cool. Yeah, that was good work. So real quick before we get out of here, why don't we tell everybody where they can find us? Rowan, let's start with you.
I am guest posting PC game related stuff at GamesBeat, and I'm actually writing stuff that should go up and be readable there, which is nice.
How about you, Mike?
I am Tokoto on Twitter, and I also do the Exploding Barrel podcast every week at ebpodcast.com.
I am Dean Tech on Twitter.
And I am Jeff Grubb on Twitter, and you can find all my shit there. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Come back tomorrow. We'll have the Game of the Year podcast, and enjoy your New Year. It's coming up super fast. Be safe out there, everybody, and have a good one.
Don't listen to him. Be dangerous. It's more fun. Like me, I really am a dangerous person.
I'm an independent.